Good morning, everybody. It's great to be together. I'm so excited about today's class. First of all, because Alex and Jared are going to be in the lead today, but they are really taking us through this pivot point, this transition point in our journey through the Kabbalah of the Earth. That we've been developing a common language, but even more than a language, it's almost like we've been developing additional sensory capacity. So, we in normal sort of 3D world, we tend to be raised to think of ourselves as having five sense organs and five modes of sense perception. Some of you have heard me say in other contexts that in the world of Tantra that comes from Hinduism, they talk about 36 modes of sensory perception. And for us, we really got into this 2 classes ago in our elements class when we met that prophecy of the prophet Ezekiel, the unbelievable revelation that's known as the Merkavah that takes up the first 12 chapters of the book of Ezekiel. And there we saw this sort of more detailed, different, incredible, different look at what we're thinking of as the tree of life. So rather than a regular tree of life with 10 facets that some of us have explored together in other contexts, in this revelation, we saw divinity at the center, but then at the 4 posts, we had 4-faced beings that embodied different capacities, each with 6 wings. And then you remember at the base, we had these wheels interpenetrating, wheels covered in eyes. And so even as I'm talking right now, you can begin to sort of tune in. What would it be like if my capacity for movement was through this multi-dimensional interpenetrating wheels covered with eyes, and that when I went to perceive the world, I was looking through the eyes of the human, but also the eyes of the eagle and also the eyes of the lion, right? So we're starting to develop together this additional super sensory capacity. And hopefully that's beginning to lock in for you because today, Jared and Alex are going to take us deep into that, where we're going to start basically vibing with the earth. We're going to start practicing having the felt sense reality that on some part of me, I can quote unquote open my eyes and see with the earth, through the earth, right? So if in our first class we affirmed that our body is a microcosm of the earth, and then in our second class we said that we are here, our consciousness is more pronounced than, for example, the consciousness in the mineral level of planet Earth, right? So as conscious human beings, we are called here to be tillers and tenders of the earth. And then in our third class, we got to know that image of the Merkava. And then last week, we practiced honing in with water, because water is the most omnipresent element on the planet and in our bodies. It's also the most resonant. And so what we did last week with water, we're going to take it one step deeper this week with gravity. Yeah?
Jared, do you want to start?
Yeah. All right. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's my
Hey.
morning. It might be your evening.
Mhm.
Or some other time of day. So we're going to, as Sarah said, take our journey into the day to day, what we can do and practice, and to start to understand where that resides in our body, and in our world. However, you know how to find your pulse. And I know that this can sometimes be a challenge for people to even to find it on your wrist or your jugular, whatever it is. Um, Maybe you can even feel it without. But the idea is just to tap into that pulse that's happening within us at any given time. right? Just as our body exists in a natural perfection with the world around us, our heart is essential to the working and functioning of our body in the most efficient way. And the beauty of that is we don't have to do a thing. It's just doing its work as long as we're alive. And I invite you to continue to breathe as you're feeling your heartbeat, your pulse. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe slightly being able to sense that your body does this thing where you inhale and your heart rate naturally speeds up, and you exhale as it slows down your heart rate. This is RSA, respiratory sinus arrhythmia. There's a gift that we are given that we can increase and decrease our heart rate using our breath. So when we breathe deeper and slower, we're actually telling ourselves to slow down. And we're telling our heart another way to honor the body. So just like gravity is this centering force in our lives, this constant pull telling us to grow, our heartbeat is a constant rhythm. We're going to call that a groove. You know, a groove is something that when musicians speak, we don't necessarily control. It's just there. It's always there, just like our heartbeat. And when we create a rhythm, we can align with that groove. And so the first way we're creating a rhythm is just by being with the rhythm of our heart. Being with the groove of our heart. Sarah teaches that when you inhale and exhale, it's actually the name for God, Yud He Vav He, how you would pronounce it. So I'm going to ask that we, with our inhales and exhales, try to tap into the groove of the heart, feeling the pulsing of that beat, and see if we can align our breath somehow with it. Perhaps you inhale for 4 beats and exhale for 3. But just see if you can align yourself with the groove of your heart using your breath as the instrument. It may not be a consistent rhythm, that's okay. It is a rhythm nonetheless. I invite you to take this one step further, and you can continue to hold your pulse, but you can also imagine that pulse and take either your other hand or the same hand and just tap on your chest. And if that's uncomfortable, you can tap on maybe your shoulder. Just try to find a resonant place and let that become the heartbeat for a moment. See if you can find a tone with your voice. See how that heartbeat affects the sound. Bless the waters in my heart. Bless the waters in my heart. Amen, which just means I agree. This groove is always happening inside of you, and you have, as Alex is teaching us, is showing us, you have this power to tap into that groove, to align with it. Music, art, dance gives us access to a way to engage with that groove, both the grooves in our heart and the groove of the natural world around us. Just like our heart is always beating, the earth is always holding us. Just like we can align with the groove that exists in our body, we can align with the groove outside of us in the earth. The groove of gravity exists whether we want it to or not. How do we align with it? We align with it by taking steps forward. And that movement requires balance, right? But we also can't really move around this world without gravity. So we're going to take a few moments